Merry meet. Welcome to Venefica's Occult Findings 16. So yeah, I know it's not been a big time since a large amount of time I can't talk today, since I've done one of these, but a lot of these books and so I've ordered quite a while ago, and then they sort of arrived rather shortly, so I thought, why not just get a video up there. So let's start with some magazines. Spirit and Destiny, April 2013. I try to get this magazine every month. Yeah, it's very new agey, but then again I'm a new ager. Haven't read it yet as I haven't taken it out of the wrapper, I've just been so busy. And then I've gotten Modern Witch magazine volume 2. I don't remember if I showed you that I got volume 1, so now I just have to trace down volume 3. And I've gotten some new oracle cards. One of them are this. Now, I was very disappointed with this little deck because basically it is just these kinds of little, what should you say, positive messages thing, sort of thing, and it was marked as a tarot. Of course I knew it wasn't a tarot, but I thought it would be some sort of actual oracle deck. It doesn't seem to be that. But I really liked the pyramid shaped box and it wasn't very expensive, so it's not like I'm majorly disappointed. And I like angels, so messages from your angel, inspirational cards thing, I can work with that. One deck I am excited about is this one. Wisdom of the House of Cards. Wisdom of the House of Night. I don't know where I put my head today. Now the reason why I really wanted this deck is that I am a Chaot, I'm also a Gorian. I really like the idea of taking fiction and making it something functional in the real world. And here we have a oracle card deck based on a series of paranormal romance / urban fantasy books. So I mean, it's right up my alley. I haven't had time to dive into it yet, like I said, I've been pretty busy, but I'm really looking forward to starting to use these cards, because it's so completely my thing. And also if you look at the back here, the cards are just gorgeous. So I know I promised some reviews on some oracle decks, and I'm getting to those. I just haven't had the time yet. Okay. And so then we move on to pendulums. I gone completely batshit insane with the pendulums. I know you might say, why would you want more pendulums? And I don't know, I just can't stop myself. Yeah. You know those stereotypical women with the shoe shopping? Yeah. Sort of like that, with pendulums. So yeah, let's start. I've got this crystal cage pendulum. It has a little, the end is just a little bit of a rock crystal, and there's chakra beads in various stones, and an amethyst sphere in a square crystal cage with a little pyramid at the end. But the reason I wanted this is that I've never seen square crystal cages. It's square. I have seen them in all sorts of versions of round and oval, but not square, so it's something unusual, so I wanted it. And I've gotten this sunstone. Well, this is orange sandstone, it's called in England, or in English speaking nations I think we call it sunstone. Basically it's an artificial kind of stone, but it sparkles very prettily. And it's faceted. I love things that's faceted. And I got this. It's clay and rhinestones. And I really, really, really love this pendulum. It was in a set of 2 with this turquoise one. And the turquoise one is pretty as well, but I really like the red one. I had to, as soon as I opened this, I had to do some pendulum exercises just to test it out. I really responded with this pendulum. And I don't know if the camera picks it up, but usually when you have sparkly things that are red, they are like very, what should I say? They are more bright red, but this is more burgundy, dark red. It's really, really pretty, though it does look a bit like a Christmas ball, so I'm thinking this might be my Christmas pendulum. I like this one too, but I didn't get that kind of wow from that. So yeah, I got these 2 pendulums. And this red one, my mother really liked this kind of dark red. So, and she's a dowser as well. So I'm half tempted to just go back and see if I can find another one of these, so she can have one as well. And yes, I got this Howlite pendulum. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, Howlite. And I really like it. It's a bit chunky and I like weighty pendulums. Now, just one pet peeve of mine. This was marketed as artificial turquoise. It's not artificial turquoise, it's Howlite. Now I feel that I might make a rant video about that pretty soon, because Howlite is a stone that's very often dyed to make it look like turquoise, because of these grey sections you see. It really looks like turquoise when dyed, and Howlite is a lot more inexpensive than turquoise. So in good quality artificial turquoise jewelry, it's very often Howlite. However, it's not artificial turquoise, it's Howlite. So yeah, I might do a little bit of a rant about that. Why? Because I have anger management issues and I like raving at a screen. That's why. So yeah, moving on. Dragon's Vein again. I was disappointed with this. On the picture it was faceted, because I already have a Dragon's Vein agate pendulum, but I wanted a faceted one. This one isn't faceted, but it's an okay pendulum. Yeah, and this one is very pretty. So you can see it's a huge pendulum. It has glass beads in the chakra colors, a little sun spiral on top, dragonfly wings, a lava rock, and more glass stones down there. And there's a tree of life, which my camera wasn't want to pick up. Yeah, something like that. That you hold it in. Got this on eBay and it's handmade and I really like it. The only problem is this is a bit bendy, so it has to be bent into shape again a few times, but yeah, like I said, I like huge pendulums, though it isn't as heavy as I would prefer. Okie dokie. And then we have a bit of Jasper pendulum. Now these here that has this shape, these round beads, these are very inexpensive. I think I pay like $3 for them, so it's not like I completely broke the bank on this. And then was one I just had to have as soon as I saw it, and it's this one. Now what this is a little tiny bottle, and in that bottle there are little stones. It's stones in the chakra colors, so we have citrines and some rock crystal and pieces of carniole and all of that good things, and you have the same then chakra beads up here. So I really like this concept of it, but the bottle is so tiny, it doesn't get enough weight for me. So I have considered just making my own version of this, basically getting a bit bigger bottle, perhaps this size or so, the kind of bottles that you have usually get essential oils in. Just filling it with the stone chips and just making this kind of chain for it. I think that I like that better, but I really do like the idea of that one. And yes, the disappointments. Now, I've wanted Shiva stone pendulum for so long, so I got to this one. This is one of them. Now, it looks okay. Again, we have the chakra bead chain, a little bit of the rock crystal that you hold it in, and here's the Shiva stone itself. It's not enormously good quality, but it's okay. But this setting it's in, it's so flimsy. It's like, yeah, didn't like that at all. And then I got this. It's a goddess pendulum, and there's an amethyst there, and there's a rock crystal that you hold her by. Now the problem with it is that, first of all, the back is flat. It doesn't really work for a pendulum. Secondly, it's so lightweight. I can't really see myself using this very often. What I have considered doing is just taking the chain off and just making a pendant out of this, because I think it could be very pretty as well. But yeah, I wasn't very pleased with these two pendulums. They're too light and flimsy for my taste. Moving on. That's like, sometimes when you buy things on the internet, you get really good stuff. Other times, not so much. So yeah, I just had to have this when I saw it. It is wait, I've written it up because I am horrible at pronouncing such words. Rudraska. I think that's the way to pronounce it, Rudraska. I mean, when I get into Enochian magic, I've started to read up about it, and it's gonna be a disaster because of my ability to pronounce things. I mean, who knows what I'm gonna summon. Anyway, hopefully I'll do better. Yes, a Rudraska seed pendulum, and it was a little bit pricey, but I just love it. Now, it isn't as heavy as I like, but it's just gorgeous. Look at that. I've never seen something like that before as a pendulum, and I really like it. It's just a little metal ball that you hold it in. So yeah, that's that. I have a feeling this video is going to be a bit long. I hope you guys don't mind. And then the last pendulum is the last Shiva stone pendulum. This one is better. It is a proper Shiva stone egg. It isn't the best quality, as it doesn't, but it's okay. I don't like that there's little glue bits up there. Not the best craftsmanship. And the same with how this is twisted off. This is lazy. It's held by a little piece of, this can either be glass or rock crystal. I think it's actually glass. And yeah, the problem is that because it's just twisted off so badly, instead of actually using proper tool and spending 5 seconds longer to get this down properly, it's very uncomfortable to hold. However, since I do know how to make jewelry, I should be able to fix that. So yeah, I still want this a really big Shiva stone pendulum, because while this is a lot better than the other one, and there is some weight to it, it's not nearly as heavy as I prefer my pendulums to be. But I know a few people that make custom pendulums, so perhaps I'll just have them custom one for me. So yeah, moving on to books. So I got, because I always get books. As you can see behind me, I am, like I said, I might not buy shoes, but I do shop quite a few other things, especially occult, science fiction, fantasy and such things. Yeah. Anyway, I got My Life Across the Table, Stories from a Psychic's Life, by Karen Page, and it's published by Llewellyn. Now this is a book where you just have a professional psychic that tells about her career and such things, and I thought that would be very interesting. It might not be the deepest book, but I'm thinking it would be good to have, like for example when reading on the bus or reading when you're sitting on the loo and such things. So yeah. And then I got Freeing the Genie Within, Manifesting Abundance, Creativity and Success in Your Life by Deborah Lynn Katz, which is basically in the same vein as it's a little bit like The Secret and that sort of thing, manifesting what you want. And both of these books are by Llewellyn. So yeah. Then I got The Magic of Fairies, Working with the Spirits of Nature by Cassandra Eisen. So yeah, I haven't been enormously into fairy magic, but I'm thinking I want to get more into it, and this book looks very interesting. This is also by Llewellyn. And then I have gotten Classical Feng Shui for Wealth and Abundance. It was that problem with not speaking properly today. Activating Ancient Wisdom for a Rich and Prosperous Life by Master Denise Liotta Dennis. I'm very interested in Feng Shui because I really love all sorts of energy work. Now, you might not think so because of how messy my house is, but I'm thinking you do what you can. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this book, and it is also by Llewellyn. And then we have Premonitions in Daily Life, Working with Spontaneous Information When Rational Understanding Fails You, by Jan van Brockenhorst. It was my problem with pronouncing her. So yeah, this is basically a book about how to use premonitions, intuition and so on in your daily life, how to be practical about it. And like you know, if you have been watching my videos, I'm really into practical magic, not just putting magic up on some sort of pedestal, but basically using it in your everyday life to make your everyday life better, because I think that the gods gave us magic as a gift to use to make our lives better. And we should appreciate that gift by using it. And of course, if you feel that magic should only be used in emergencies and for spiritual things, by all means, I'm only stating my personal opinion, but for me, practical magic is very important, and I think that learning to use your intuition in daily life can be very helpful. And this is also by Llewellyn. Now for a bit of an oddball. Steampunk Magic, Working Magic Aboard the Airship by Gypsy Elaine Teague. Now, you might think this is a novel. It looks like a novel, it sounds like a novel. It isn't, it's an occult book. It is a book about basically getting a steampunk feel for your magic, and I love it. I mean, how often in the occult field do you find something that's truly original? I mean, I thought it was a novel, so the first time I saw it in the store I just passed it by, because while I do like steampunk, I wasn't after a novel right then. But yeah, when I found out this was actually a book of rituals and how to basically get steampunk into your path, just had to have it. Now, of course, what sort of people would like this? If you are the kind of pagan who gasps, like, for example, I read in a book, one author, I think it was Ellen Dogan. I'm not sure, don't quote on it, but I think it was her, who was just flabbergasted that she had found a group of Wiccans who practiced their rituals in Klingon. Now, if your reaction is the same as for us being flabbergasted by any sort of basically magic done in such a playful way, you will not like this book. If you however are like me who is thinking, Wiccan ritual in Klingon, yeah, that sounds great, then this is for you. Of course this isn't Wiccan, but it's just an example. Basically, if you're into a bit of playful magic and you like steampunk, I really think you'll like this book. And I'll do a review of it eventually. And it is by Vaser Books. So yeah. And then I've gotten Angel Whisperer by Maudie Flower and Gail Hunt, and the bookmark is falling out. Maudie Flower and Gail Hunt, and it's basically a book about working with angels and listening to the messages angels might have for you. Like I said, I'm in a bit of an angel mood lately, and I really like to learn more about communicating with them. And this book is also by Llewellyn. And then I have gotten Call of the Sacred Drum, Shamanic Healing Methods for Wiccan Healers by Rev. David Robert Cobb. And the reason I got this book is that I really like the idea of combining various magical disciplines, and this basically combines more traditional shamanic practices with Wiccan practices, and I find that really interesting. I haven't read the book yet, so I can't tell you how good it is, but it really caught my interest. And I don't know who published this. It's obviously a company that usually deals with fantasy stuff, because it's called Nightblade RPG. Seems to be the name of the company, though this is an occult book. And I have gotten Chaos Magic by Seth Kadora. This combines two books, one on postmodern magic. No, it's three books: postmodern magic, blood magic, and tactical magic. So yeah, I have tactical magic. I have a book named Postmodern Magic, but I'm pretty sure it isn't this the one that's compiled in here, because that book is about as thick as this one on its own, so it can't be combined with three others unless the three others are like 5 pages. But yeah, like I said, when I see something of Chaos Magic that isn't that much out there, I generally pick it up. And here's another bit of an oddball. Yeah, I should tell you who published this. It seems to be self-published by Seth Kadora. Here's a bit of an oddball, like I said. Magical Manners, A Guide to Magical Etiquette by Puck Shadowdrake. So yeah, this is a huge thick book, and it's about exactly what it says on the tin. It's about magical manners. Basically, how to do etiquette in ritual, and when meeting other occultists, what etiquettes to use when meeting occultists of other paths, everything you might want to know to be a polite occultist, or in other words, if you want to be the occult Martha Stewart, this is the book for you. And we have Firewolves, Book of Spells, Book 1, by Kyle Brandon Knight. But yeah, who published the etiquette book is Dark Moon Press. Yeah, Dark Moon Press. And this one, Firewolves, Book of Spells, is published by Luminia Press. So I just like spell books. It wasn't very expensive, and it was a bit of an impulse buy. Like I said, a lot of pagans don't like those pre-made spells. I sort of really like them. Sometimes I modify them, sometimes I use them as inspiration to write my own, and sometimes I just use them off the page. I like spells. And then we have Enochian, Magic and the Kabbalah, Summoning Angels, Aliens, UFOs, and Other Divine Encounters by Joshua Free. And it's published by Mardukite Publishing. So yeah, I'm not hugely into the magic card system, but it's interesting, and I do know this author. He's a great guy, so I just have to pick up his book. And then I got The Grey Grimoire, Part 1 by Sundari Priest. And it is by self-published, obviously. Now, like I said, I do like collections of rituals and spells and all of that good stuff. And the book looked very interesting, and also I haven't heard about it before, so it's a bit obscure, and therefore I wanted to check it out. And the next book I sort of got because of the title. Arguing with Angels. Enochian Magic and Modern Occulture by Angel. If I'm gonna pronounce this the Norwegian way, it would be Egil Asperm. I have no idea how the name is to be pronounced in English, so we'll say Egil. So, Arguing with Angels. Sounds like a good pastime. So yeah, like I said, I'm starting to get into Enochian Magic, which might be a problem with my ability to pronounce things, but I'll do better. And it's by Sunny Publications. Here's one I wanted since I heard it was going to be published. It's the Celtic Golden Dawn, an original and complete curriculum of Druidical study by Jan Michael Greer, I think it's. So yeah, basically it's a mix of Golden Dawn with Celtic influences. Now I haven't read it yet, so I don't know how authentic the Celtic stuff is, but hopefully it's good. And it is by Levelle. And then I got the Pendulum workbook by both makers. And it's by Ashgrove. So yeah, I really like to read about pendulum. It has a lot of pendulum charts, like you can see, if my camera picks it up. So yeah, it seems interesting. And then I've gotten Circle of the Sacred Drum, School of Shamanism workbook. It's basically a companion piece to the book I showed you earlier by the Reverend David Robert Cobb. And it's presumably by the same company that published the other book. That was the last book I've gotten, and I just have some occult jewelry to show you. And then I'm done with this extremely long video. Yay! So yeah. The first pair of... basically I've gotten some earrings. So the first pair I wanted to show you was these. Just little pentacles on with purple beads. And then I've gotten one moment, I just have to Marius, kan du ta oss og åpne døra? Det sikkert Ellen. I have to be really quick because I have an appointment. So yeah, these hoop earrings, just thought them very cute, hoops with pentacles. And that's it. So yeah, I have to run. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this haul. And blessed be.